Y después querían cobrar hasta el último centavo. Es una buena noticia, esa porque el tipo de en mi país, ante mi amistad, en países,
Welcome everybody, how are you? Bienvenidos a todos, ¿cómo están? Okay, sorry, I forgot. One moment, please.
Impensable, aquí es aceptable. Porque no puede salir con el gobierno así como la boca del pozo le está haciendo con Zaira Rovira. Tal cual. Tal cual. Acuérdense que la boca del pozo en un principio, cuando nace, le hacía territorio en el MPD.
Okay. Now we are back. Okay, welcome friends. So yesterday we created this new material for the hinge. Hinge is the word of this. How you pronounce this one? Let me check. Let me check this. Hinges. Okay. So we created this new material, and the material was stainless steel. Okay. The material was stainless steel, and we added these details. So with that, we finished the door, just the door. So now we need to work on the frames and the outer door, the one that has the metallic door, the security door. So we're going to continue with the frames today. For the other door, I need to change a little bit the mesh in the hinges in that part. And I need to check how we can improve that part, and then the material we already have, so don't worry about that. After that, we're going to decide how we're going to bake the textures. Okay, so today we're going to continue with the frames. Remember, please, if you're new, help me subscribing to the channel. That's totally free. Give it a like, share this content, leave a comment here. I will be paying attention in the chat. Let me where are you from, and I will try to say a word in your language. At least hello. And tell us about what, if you are a beginner, if you are also another artist, share part of your experience. I don't know. Say whatever you want to say in the chat, okay? And remember, if you want to support my work, you have super stickers, super chat, super thanks, gifts, membership. We have 3 videos for memberships, 2 levels of members. We have the Indie Explorer, $1.50, Master Builder, $5.50 or $4.50, and then remember. And also, the price is going to change depending on location, of course. We have 3 videos right now, 2 from the Unity learning path that I am creating, and a special streaming that we did at the ending of the last year, at the last part of 2025, and it was a special streaming where we created 3 animations playing between shading nodes and physics. So we play with between 2D and 3D. Okay, so those 3 videos for members. I'm going to create more videos. Today I'm going to start with a new short video, how to create alphas, and then I'm going with a suggestion here in the chat of a friend that joined 2 weeks ago about UV wrapping tips. I'm going to try to create something like that. Okay, so we're going to do that. But please, I need your feedback. Remember your comments. I need your support. If you cannot support with super chat, those kind of also about remember that we create every streamer. I try to create a goal. The goal is just one single super chat, any color, one single super chat, and I will deliver the PBR material. You choose between the wood, this new stainless steel, the other metalness, and I will create a step-by-step video explaining how I did it. Okay. Yes, so let's get started because we don't have too much time and we need a lot of work to do. Okay. But we should start with the we need to do the okay, let's get started. Please help me reach the 1000 1000 subscribers. Please help me with that. And also, yes, at least at the end of August we can reach, I think we can reach the 800 subscribers. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, let's get started. So we already created the materials for all of these parts, and now we need to do the same for the frame. We're going to focus right now in the frame. Let me see what we here for the frame. We need to add those. Yes, but I think that if we want, we don't have to. Well, we should do it, but I don't have a clear example here because it is not like my door is too dirty, like an abandoned house, so I don't have a clear reference about what I want to create. But let's start with the wood. Okay, we have the two pieces for this. Let me see why we have two pieces. Let me see if I cannot join. I think that I know why we have two pieces. It is because we have there one part. We have more pieces. This, for example, this one and this one. Why I don't have this connected? It is because this part is. We can merge this, but I think that maybe if we keep this separated, I think that it is a little bit better. Let me check the wireframe. Okay, yes, as I told you before, this is the reason why we don't have a. Then we have to add another mesh. We can do that. To connect. Vamos a ver si podemos unir ya. Let me see if we can merge this. Mirror, no, okay. Okay, we created that. Now let me save just in case. So then I should delete all of these parts. Then we should merge this one with this one. Let me apply here. Okay. and then let's select everything. Mesh, clean up, merge by distance. Great. Now we need to apply this to the right parts. Oh, I have this one here. I don't need this. Sharp. 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 Yes, that's everything, I think. Squares and squares. Everything is perfect. Yes, I think that this is the new mesh that I want. Here the other side, sorry, I forgot about the other side. Okay, so now we have that. This one I cannot merge with this one, I think. Let me see. No, I think that no, this is different because let me check. Maybe we can merge. Yes, if I... No, I think that I'm going to keep this separated. We're good with this. I'm going to keep this separated. So let's start adding the wood to these two parts and then adding the materials that we need to add. So the wood is the same design because it's the same door. If we use another door, then we change the design. We don't have here a frame. Here we have a frame, but it is the color of the wall, but no. I'm going to keep just the same wood, look. The same wood, like this example, for the frames. So let's do that. Before we do that, now that we merge, we need to create a new UV editing. Of course. What? Sorry. I forgot that now that I have this, I need to create new scenes. Sorry, that's my fault. Okay, we have that. And here we can say that actually, then here we can let me check 1 moment. Three, four, 5. And let me check how we can divide this. I mean, for me to paint in case I want to add another extra detail, just like we did with the separations, with divisions in the door, maybe here I need to paint something. And I think that the right division is here. Let me check that. Okay, we open. I think. That I go with the easiest design, because if I paint, I have to paint in both sides, here and here. If I put this only here, I can paint this here, and if I want to add dust, I can add that here. What can we do? I paint this one easy. Yes, this is the way. Let me check what is the division. 1 moment. Okay, I just discovered that one side is here the division and the other side is the other. But to keep it simple, I'm going to keep this here, okay? The seams I'm going to put here to make this simple, okay? Let me delete this. I don't need this anymore. It's clear sharp. The sharp. I'm talking about the sharp, not the the vertex. The vertex. The edge. We need it. Here the same. It's clear sharp. Okay, we have that. We have that. Let's unwrap this. Okay. Now we have both sides and this side. 0.01. For now this is working. Later, once we do the bake, I think that we need to leave us in space. Anyway, we're going to test. Okay, we're going to test because I think that maybe Blender improved the division here. No, but I think that I need a space here. I cannot leave it like this. I remember before that when you do this in Blender, the UVs were more separated, but now it seems that it is only a small space. No, we don't need that, we need more space. But okay, so we finished this. Let me check one moment. What is this part? Okay. Let's go to layout. This one, it is already joined with this one, right? Here we have a mirror. Okay, let's start adding the materials. Let me go here to shaping. Leave this like that. I'm going to bring my wood, Mender wood pattern normal. This one, in case I need to add anything extra. Here I'm going to put, instead of Mender wood pattern, I'm going to duplicate this one, and this is going to be frame in. Okay. Now let's delete things that we don't need, or change the things that we don't need. This is it. Also, I think that I need to change the wood. I think that yes, the answer is yes. Also, let me move the origin to the center of the mask now that we have a new design. Also, we're in cycles now. Sorry, I was thinking about another thing. Okay, we have that. Frame. Now, first dust, and then let's start with the divisions, okay? This is division. Remember, I am doing this one by one, but you don't have to do it in that way. You can merge everything in one single mesh and say, are you sure that that is the mesh that we're going to do, and just apply the materials and you are ready to continue. I am doing this like step by step, just to show you again and again and again, like a way to practice, but you don't have to do it exactly like I am doing. I am in this case using too much time for this. The right way is, for example, if you have a brief, it is easier because you just need to follow instructions. Or if you don't have a brief and you have to do this faster, you just merge with the parts that you want to have the bake, and add the materials and start adding the details, and then bake that I am doing the most slower way just for practice, to practice. So if new people come here, can watch me how I am dealing with this. So here I think that the division, I only have a division here in this part. Okay, this is how the wood is. So this is okay, I remember what happened here. It changed depending on a ver, how I handle this, because it is perfect. How I handle this? Let me check one moment. I don't remember. I'm talking about how I turn this. Maybe I use UVs or no. Let me check. Straight scratches, yes. Damage edge. Wood design. So wood design is in one direction, but how I did this? Use UVs. Okay. Yes, I remember. Okay, yes. For the wood design, that is the best. Yes, that is the best option. I'm stupid. I mean, for the metal parts, for the metallic parts, I forgot to do that. Yes. I forgot. Sorry. Now I don't want to touch that because no, but in that case it didn't work because I have a different design. Yes. In some parts it can work, but in some parts it cannot work. So here, let's go to the inside part. Okay. Hello, Nikhilins. Welcome. We are creating these assets. We already have the door. We are adding the textures, the materials. This is PBR material, as you can see. This is an abandoned, the project is about an abandoned zombie city. So this is the first house. We are going to do a lot of buildings, a lot of props. We'll create different playlists for the different videos. For example, in this one, we're going to have the buildings. And in the other one, I'm going to have maybe the render. The final goal, just in case if you're new, is to have renders. I mean, different, for example, we have the house here and the character going inside the house, or maybe the character exploring inside the house, or walking outside the city and see the buildings, things like that. But I want to go a little bit far, and I want to create animation, like a trailer for a game, okay? You're new in Blender. I have too many people that is new. I need to prepare something for you. I need to prepare something for the new guys that are joining to the community. Let me think. This week I need to prepare 2 videos right now. I need to prepare a video tomorrow. Today I'm going to start working on the script of a video about talking how I create the alphas. The alphas, just in case if you're new, is this. Let me show you. Alphas is this. You can see the log set. You can see this beautiful log set design. Okay. If we see the geometry, it is flat. So we did this with alphas in the texture. So I am going to create, I work on this week on a video about how to create these alphas, okay? And how you can add this level of, these are alphas. You can see here, for example, these are screws here in this side of my screen. In the left, if you're in the front, in the left down lower part of the screen, these are alphas. This is for the screws in this case. Okay, I'm going to prepare a video about that. And people that came here the last week or the last week, I think, they were new too, and they told me to prepare a video about UV. Okay, so I need to prepare those 2 videos first. I need to prepare the curtains, about how to create curtains. I need to prepare 3 videos about that. I think that the best option is to prepare a video for members, but the videos for members, just in case, I always create a special streaming, but open for everyone for a while, and then I put it for members. So if you follow me, I'm going to announce it, okay? I'm going to announce it, and I'm going to explain everything step by step since you install Blender, why you use Blender, a lot of the advantages that you have with Blender. But let me explain you very, very quickly, okay? So Blender is, as you can see, a 3D software. The real professional technical explanation is it is like a 2.5 dimensional program, something like that, okay? This is a 3D software. Here we can create these shapes. We use Blender. Artists that use Blenders are for a lot of things. For example, you can do modeling. This is modeling. When you create assets and work in edit mode, you can see here edit mode, you change, you create shapes by that. And modeling is mostly the most important way to prepare assets for games and animations. And you may ask, why games and animations? Because when you create assets for games and animations, you need lower topology. As you can see here, look my topology. You have one face. These are faces. You have edges, for edges in this case, and we have vertices, these points. By these three ways, you can modify a mesh, and you can give these a lot of shapes that I'm creating. You can shape everything that you want, just manipulating, changing these three, the same thing, but in different ways. With these three ways, you can add more edges, you can delete edges, you can move, you can do everything that you want. Why this is more important for Blender, for animation and games? Because there you need lower polygons. Because just imagine Unity or Unreal that you use to create games. Imagine that you have millions of polygons. The platform is not going to handle that. Just imagine a game. When you download a game, you install a game, you have like 50 gigas, 100 gigas. The modern AAA games are with a lot of millions. With a lot of gigas, because they are having a lot of assets. You have characters, you have buildings, you have materials. Materials are these, the ones that I am showing you. These materials. Look all of this information. I am creating these. The materials are created by these nodes. These are nodes. So that only talking about 3D, because then you have animation. Animation is more information, and also then you have the scripts, how you code your game to make it work, the lights, a lot of things that are part of a game. So just imagine that you have an asset, millions of polygons. The PC is not going to handle. So you need to work with less polygons as possible to create your assets. And you say, but how? If you add less polygons, how you can add that level of realism? And I am showing you right now. Look, this is a flat. Look, this is a flat two faces. You can see the information here. I am having information here. Sorry. Look, this single asset that is the part of the door is just two faces, and the vertices, the edges. Here you have the information. This is two faces. And if we go to shading, look the level of detail that we have. We add dirt, we add these scratches, we add these holes, like damage to the wood. Look. So you play between those things to create give that level of realism, of course, depending on what you want for your project. That talking about the level of information that you handle. And I can show you maybe here in my portfolio a little bit. Let me see another example. For example, this look, this messy low poly character with a Brawl Stars design. Look here, this is a simple character that you can animate it, you can use it for games. Look, here is running, here he is kicking, the header, I don't know how to headshot I don't know how to say it in English. A tackle, falling. So you celebrating a goal, and here is the mesh. Look, And here you see, these are the bones, the special way to create the bones to animate the character. But here you see the polygons. Look how many polygons you have. Lower polygons. And most of the things you paint, I painted it to add the uniform and things like that. Here I have also another mesh, a little bit more not professional, but this you can use for AAA characters. For example, I create a female mesh that you can use for AAA characters. AAA characters for games like the modern games, for example, for Doom, for Black Myth Wukong. I am sharing my favorite games right now. So here, this is the female body. You see here how many polygons it has, and also these colors that I painted is to show you something very important for 3D when you create characters for animation, is the edge flow. The edge flow is going to is going to say how the deformations are going to affect in our mesh. By deformation, I'm talking about when you add up a skeleton and start to animate the character. So if I had a bad deformation, a bad edge flow, this should be weird and very, very awful. But here you can see that it is good. Also, I prepared just a simple rigging, so you can see a little bit of weird shit, but it is just for testing. The character is not animated. I just create a simple rig to animate it, to pose the character. But here you can do a lot of work, a lot of things to improve this. But you can see how good it is looking in different poses to show you how the mesh is looking good. So the edge flow is very important. All of this is you can get with practice. Right now I'm preparing a male body, but testing a different way of edge flow. You don't have an important thing that advice that I want to say you if you are starting. Don't copy or don't follow step by step what other artists do. For example, if I am showing you my ways, you don't have to follow exactly what I am doing. In art, you have different ways to do things. You just need to know the most efficient way that is working for you to get the goal. In this case, to animate a character, let's say. Because there are a lot of ways. Maybe every artist create their own ways. Okay, and I am sharing with you my ways. Maybe another artist has another way, and they work better with another methods. Okay, so here you can see how the character is looking, the mesh, the deformations are looking good. This is inside the mouth because I wanted the character to speak, so you can see the mouth. This is the simple rigging. Look, simple bones. I just added simple bones. I put it here and I create the poses with that. A simple rigging, very, very simple rigging. This is the edge flow for the head. For the head, it is very common that at least in the frontal part, most artists repeat this because this is like the most important part if you want to create characters that are going to animate. This is like a standard way, but again, more artists are going to use less polygons in some parts or things like that. So that is the explanation about characters. And also in 3D, we can do something that is called sculpting. Okay, sculpting is like the other phase of the 3D. Sculpting, mostly the most important thing about sculpting is that you need that for 3D printing. You can see these little figures, these little miniatures, or those bigger figures, like you can see maybe in some Comic Cons or things like that, or people that are collectors that like to have that. You can print that if you want, and that is different. Then you have a different way to do things, because then you have to create your mesh, and then you have to go to this that is called sculpt mode. In sculpt mode, you're going to have a lot of brushes here. Let me show you the brushes. I'm not going to sculpt, but I'm going to show you. Look, all of these brushes, and these brushes are going to give you aspect for your character, like, I don't know, anything that you want to add for your character, the details. I'm going to show you an example right now. And for sculpting, we need, this is like in the other way. For modeling, we need less polygons, and for sculpting, we need more polygons. More polygons you add, more detail that you can add to your characters. But you have to be careful, because it depends on your computer. If your computer cannot handle too many polygons, it is going to crash the app and you have to restart, or maybe your computer is going to restart. I worked with something like that when I was starting in 3D. And you have then, knowing about, if you have a 3D printer, you know how to manage the level of detail and how you're going to pose your character, and how you're going, why this is important, because you need to split your character. So when you split the character, you can preserve some of the detail and also not add too much polygon to the, because you need millions, but not more than too many millions is bad. So a good level for me is no more than 7 millions per piece. I am showing you right now an example. So this is sculpting. Look, these characters you cannot animate, you cannot use it for render, for games, because this one have millions of polygons and it is in that only position because you are going to print this. Okay, I made this with Nomad Sculpt, and as you can see, these are a lot of detail. Look the level of detail that we have here. Let me show you another one where I split the character. This, for example, this from the Clash Royale franchise. Look, I sculpted this. Look, and here I split the character in different parts. Look, so here you can see that I split. So you are going to print the helmet in a separate way, this thing here in a separate way, the head in another part. And why I did this? Because I want to preserve the level of the hair, the level of detail of the expression of the face, the level of detail of the weapon, and I needed to find a way to preserve the detail and to print, to make it possible. So each piece, I am talking about each piece, is no more than 7 million. My magic number is 7 million. No more than 7 million polygons when you are sculpting. Remember, sculpting. So in total, I think that this is more than 20 millions or 30 millions. I think 30 millions, more than 30 millions, because this one, I think that here the parts where I have more polygons are here in this part, because I needed to preserve the wood details in the weapon. So this one, for example, I didn't split this one. This is my masterpiece. Hello Satish 1851. I am talking about sculpting. When you sculpt pieces, you don't need more than 7 millions. You need to lower that number per piece. I'm talking about pieces. So your printer is going to handle, okay? Look, this is a hawker that I created. Yes, this is for 3D printing. I am talking about 3D printing. For modeling, it is another. I explained 3D modeling at the beginning. For 3D modeling, it depends. If you want low poly, it depends also per piece, no more than 5,000, I think. Depends on the style of the low poly. For example, when I created AR filters, the limit was for Instagram no more than 50,000, and for TikTok, I think the limit is no more than 35,000 per piece, of course. And for AAA, maybe a good level of polygons for character only for the body, maybe 80,000 is a good for body for AAA characters. Then it depends on the weapon or things like that. It depends. So this is for 3D printing, but I never complete this character. I mean, it completed for the render, but I didn't create a split for this character because it's too complex. It is a lot of work to split the character. And I don't have a 3D printer, so I say, this is a lot of work. And also 3D artists, when they have 3D printers, they don't usually use if they want to download the file, they don't use the split version of the other artist. They create their own split version, so they split the figure in a different way. Depends on what they want. That's why I said, if I'm going to split this is going to be a lot of work. But I need to do that. I just need to think about how to divide, because look, I need to analyze. Okay, I'm going to merge this with this. I'm going to preserve the detail here. It is a lot of detail, as you can see. So I need to find ways to preserve this. Hello, welcome. Okay, So this is my masterpiece. This Hulk also is for 3D printer. Look, here we have also millions of polygons. This is from the Marvel Rivals game. I don't know if you play games. That I think that was my first question to ask. Also, please share where are you from. I really want to try to say a phrase or at least hello in your language. In my case, I am from Ecuador. I'm from Ecuador, South America. My native language is Spanish. You may notice that my accent is a little bit special. So this is the Hulk that I created. This is for 3D printing. These Pokemons, these characters here. I'm going to show you right now an example of how you mix sculpting with modeling. In this case, this is an asset for AAA games again. So this is a dagger for the Celtic Queen Boudica. That was a project that I never finished. These are my personal projects. I only share in my portfolio personal projects. So this asset, as you can see, had a lot of detail. The head, look how many details, the damage, these little things here, the spheres. So how do you do that? I need to sculpt first, and later I have to do something called retopology. Retopology is when you have your final sculpt and then you start adding less polygons and cover that with less polygons like this. For example, look, these are the less polygons that I look here. You don't see. Look, here you see these weird shapes, right? These spheres, these little designs here. But here in the mesh, you don't see any of that because I do the retopology. I added more. I covered that with a new mesh with less polygons, and then do something called baking. When you paste, the thing is you paste all of these details in the textures here in the final piece. That is the retopology. Here is a low poly missile that I animated. Here, this is from another personal project that I never finished. I finished the missile, but I never finished the plane. The plane it was from the movie, from the Top Gun movie. The model is the F-14 Tomcat, I think. I don't remember that the airplane. And I animated this one. Look, it is low poly because you can see here it is not completely circular. You can see here the edges. I should add one more level of polygons, but it would be more not low poly. The same here. I just added details. Look, this is how I animated. So like that, this is basically low Blender. So in Blender, if you are still here, you can do 3D modeling, 3D sculpting, 3D animation. You can also do 2D art. You can animate 2D. I never did. I just practiced some examples with my Messi with 2D VFX, but I never finished a project, so I cannot explain more. But you can do 2D art too. You can create the materials here. You can do, but of course that there are apps that where you have, there are like specialized in something. For example, in Maya, it is especially for 3D modeling, only for 3D modeling. So there, of course, that you maybe should you will have more tools to make the 3D modeling faster or easiest. The same for ZBrush. For ZBrush is specialized in 3D sculpting, only 3D sculpting. So there you have tools that will make your 3D sculpting easier, or maybe easiest. There you can add more polygons. There you have more brushes that you can add more materials. There you have an automatic tool to do the retopology. I think I don't try ZBrush a long time ago, and I am not going to pay that. And Maya I just tried one day, but I never continue with that. I just go for Blender. For 3D animation, I think that for VFX you can have Cinema 4D, you have the 3D Max, you have for VFX especially Houdini, more things that you have to pay, and of course there you have more professional tools, things like that. For 2D you have other apps, but yes, Blender, it is like you have all the tools in one single app, and you can do great job with that. For example, for materials you have Substance Painter. I never tried Substance Painter because I have to pay, and I do everything here in Blender, as you can see. Okay, so that is like the general explanation for Blender. I just give you a general explanation. Okay, let's continue with the project. So now that I know, yes, I was analyzing the frame, the inside part of the frame. So here, as you can see, I am doing this with the UVs. That means that the vertical parts are going to handle the wood details in the vertical way. Yes, the vertical way. Look, nicely, very, very beautiful. If I go up, the horizontal parts are going to be handled in the horizontal way. So that's perfect for what I want. That is because I handled here I am using UVs. I am projecting these details in the UV way. These awful things I just need to delete. I'm going to create a new one. Let me do that right now. We need to change that. Let me go with dust. No, dust. We're going to analyze that later. What is this? Scratches, main tool. These are the scratches. Yes, these are the scratches. Okay, let me create a new scratches here. Okay. Also, please, for those who are new, subscribe to the channel. That is totally free. It's less than 1 second, and that helps me a lot. I am trying to reach the 1,000 subscribers, and at least at the end of August I am trying to reach the 800 subscribers. So please help me with that. I'm going to give you a little break to do that. Okay, just 1 minute. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Let's continue. So let me create a new image texture to create new details here. This is not good for my, of course, because I am taking the material of a previous shape. Let me create a new image texture. Again, I am doing this step by step, so we can practice. You can see all the things. Maybe if I do a mistake, we can correct that easily, but you don't have to do it like I am doing. You can just put everything in one single mesh, merge, join everything, group everything, and start to add the image texture with the details there. Okay, this is... sorry, I forgot. 4096. 4096. I'm going to put this image completely white. And here I'm going to call, I don't know, what is the name of the other? I forgot. Main modular frame. What? No, sorry, that was the name of the... Let's do this again. Main door, okay. 4096. 4096. Ponemos completamente blanco esto, completely white. I'm going to say frame door frame in. Okay, create the image texture, put it as non-color, cubic. I forgot to change this to cubic. I have to do that to the other part again. I'm going to put this here and put this here, and now I can delete this one. I am not going to use it here in this asset. I'm going to use this one, this asset. Okay, I need to do the same for the dust. Okay, don't worry. So now let's select this part and let's paint at least something here. Then later we may add more things if we want to add. So there we have that. We go to texture paint. Here, I think that I don't need to separate. I'm going to go here to 1, and I'm going to paint the detail here, the division. Yes, I'm going to add a division here. It's going to look good with my design. So we have that, and then we need mix. No, we need X. Only X because the mesh is a little bit different. So we'll later paint the detail there. We have the texture paint. We have our paint hard. I'm going to change this to linear, to lower. I'm going to select this here and paint the line. Maybe it was too big. Let me see. Where I added this? Here. This one is good. Here is the problem. Not the problem. What? I only have 2 parts. Okay, don't worry. Let me add here more detail. Let me add this part here. I'm going to change this to space. As you can see, these are really small details. We don't have to care about this, but I really want to do it. We don't even have to care about that. But for me, every detail is important. I think that I need to paint this old part. Okay, here we have. Why I have the. Okay, now we cover that. But why I need the other side? But I don't know why the line is like that. Don't worry. Okay, I just added the line there. Now let's add the line here. Oh, here. Let me change the way so I can just follow the lines. Okay, here the line is this one, the first one. Okay, this one. Stroke again to space. To select that one. This is a little bit not good, so we need to see where. Here. Perfect. Hey, wait. What happened? Wait, what happened? Oh, what happened? Okay, we were there, and then we change now to space. I think it is because maybe these parts are too small. Maybe that is the reason. Let me delete this. I don't want to have something here. Now let's go to the other side. Do the same thing. And now let's explore the other part. Also, please don't forget to leave your like. Please help me with that. Leave a like, please. All of those things help to the channel. And remember, if you have the possibility and you want to support my work, we have a goal. The goal is simple. One single super chat, and I will deliver the PBR material for the community. I'm going to share the file for the community to the community, and I'm going to create a step-by-step video. Explaining how I created this. Okay. Okay, now let's check. We should divide main lines here in these parts to let people know that we have a division here, because as you can see, this is a single mesh and we are not going to see a division, so we need to cover this part too. I don't remember how to do this. Maybe I need to follow this. Maybe I'm going to merge. Yes, I think that the easiest way is just to follow this part. Let's see. Maybe that is the solution. This one is easy, so don't worry. Okay, here maybe I think that we need to follow this. Wait. You can see here the line, and now we need to continue here. Okay, we completed this part. Now let's go down. With that, we finish this. For now, of course, maybe later we need to add other division. To show love to know. Okay, we completed. Now let's check how this is looking. We are going to save. Remember always to save your image. If you don't do that, all the things that we just did was for nothing. So we need to save. Save as. I'm going to my folder where I have all the buildings here. Mainwood. Yes, I'm going to save this here. Okay, now that I save, let me save here also. Save this too. Now let's go to shading. Now let's connect this to the main material, and look, now we have our lines there. Look, we have the division of the frames. So I think that yes, it is looking good. I like it. I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, now what else we need to add here? Maybe we need to add something here, but no, I think that no, that's too much. Now the holes. For the holes I'm talking. Ooh, this is special. Ooh, this is special. Let me go with this one. Let me go with this one. Ooh, these two are special. These two are special. How can I create this one? This one is a little bit special. Because I need a hole in here. I don't need like... Okay, I think that I have an idea. I think that I have an idea. Yes, these two parts where I add the lock set, I need hole, but not hole like in black, because you are going to see through this in the wall. I'm talking about the one that is inside the wall. So maybe we can add here, and we can maybe play with a lower color of the wood design, leave the same wood design, and play with depth with this same thing, but in a grayscale way. Let's test what I'm talking about. But first, let me go with this one, because this one are easier. Here, for these parts. So the music is... the music stopped, sorry. Please tell me that the music stopped. Okay, so here we go and select this one, no, this one, and the frame, of course. And then we select the tree, because we need to paint tree. Now I'm going to paint the borders with the same material. I'm going to paint the borders here, because here we're going to have holes. Of course, later if we want to add maybe a special, we want to say that this was destroyed and we need the things here, so we need to create just the holes for the holes for the screws. Okay. Then I'm going to select this just for reference, because we're going to paint around this. And I'm going to just mark a reference, but I'm going to paint the thing that I'm going to paint right now for these borders here, because I think that here is easier to do that. Let's see. Remember that all the things that we do here, we just test and see if that works or not. So here we are. Okay, let me go with this one. Remember when you want to paint details here, like in this view, that is more difficult. If we have, you know what we can do to make this easier? We can go, no, but I don't know if I can do that. I can, for example, add a modifier that make this part invisible and then paint, but maybe, I don't know if here in texture paint I cannot maybe make this part invisible. Let me see. I don't remember the name of the modifier that make this part invisible. Let me see. Mask, maybe. Add a procedural operation effect to deactivate. Dynamically hide vertex. Okay. Sorry. I forgot about that. So let me select this part, all of this part. I'm going to group this, just put it as group, then go to my modifier that is going to hide, mask, select the group, What the fuck? Why it didn't work? Habla bien. Mario. Habla bien, pues habla bien. Vale. No, Vertex Europe. Vertex Europe is the right. ¿Eh? A ver, vamos de nuevo. Cogí aquí. Selecciono esto. Ah, sorry, I forgot to assign. You need to assign. The ones that are selected. Now I hide that. So just now I can go here. Select the mesh that I'm going to paint. Texture paint, and let's paint the lines in here. Let me select line, just line. I'm going here. Later I'm going to erase this, so don't worry about that. Let me see if sorry, I forgot to delete the symmetry. We're not going to use the symmetry anymore. The other day this was wrong. Now this is a square, but for me it's better square. Okay, we have that, and also I can see that this is good. It is better for me because it has this like a smooth part, and that is good because with the smooth it will be great for the normal. When you have completely black and the other part completely white, that is good for color only, or for roughness, any other detail, but for normal that is bad because normal plays in this case with the grayscale, so it's going to make your part deep, the black part and the white part in the normal level, and the grayscale is where it plays with the lights and create the effect that it is pumping out or maybe going inside the mesh. That is very important when you play, when you want to create normal details with shading nodes. And that's why I always use color ramp to play with that, because with color ramp I can play with the level of grayness that I add to my textures. So I think that maybe for those who were here before, you notice that. Okay, let me erase this. Where I added that? Yes, I need to erase that. Let me erase this one. And here the same. Look, now we only have here. And let me paint all of this part so we can have no problem, just in case. Let me paint. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway, just in case. At least this part. No, but you know what? For this, I painted in the other one all of this. No, I'm going to leave this. I'm going to leave it like that. Don't worry. I'm going to leave it like that. I don't have to smooth because we already have a grayscale. So don't worry about the smooth part. Now let me just remember what was the the level of the size, because now that I changed the size too. I should do this later, not right now. Maybe this is smaller. Let me check. I'm going to leave it like that. So now let's go to the other one. It is easy. Remember, you have to enjoy the process. Enjoy doing this. If you don't enjoy, this is part of the process. I know that when you watch tutorials, it is like with a time lapse, speed up the video, and it's like magic. You already have the asset created, but the real work is not like that. You need to take your time to add. Of course, that if you don't have time and you have a deadline, then you need to prioritize the delivery of the file. Of course, you don't have time to do all the details that I am trying to add. Again, what I am doing right now is for practice only. For practice, you can see how I add in. You maybe want to add other textures or details. That is up to you. And the last one. Also, please remember, give it a like to the video, so I know that you really like this content, and that is a big help for the channel. Okay, now that we added all the details, it's time to clean. Here, let's go up to clean these little imperfections, if we can call it like that. And now let's paint this line here, a little bit here, just because I want to do it. At least cover this part. At least this one. This one. Just that part. No, we don't have to paint everything because we're not going to see it. Now the other one, the last one here. We're going to paint again. Let's delete this one. And now it's time to save the image, save here. And remember that we need to bring back our part because we hide it. So let me turn off just for a moment. Go to shading, and of course let's go here and look at that beautiful material. I always forgot that. Here we can check that here. So look, we can see that this is inside the wood. That's why I added those borders. Look, I like it. I don't know, what do you think? Now let's go to the other side. The other side is going to be special. I remember right now why this is special. I need to delete this. This is for the previous dust details from the previous mesh, but I need to delete this. I'm going to add dust depending on, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, now let's go to the other side. Turn off this to go faster. And now this one. this one and this one. Great. Okay, what is the special thing about this? That here the thing is that we can add the same thing that I was adding here, the borders, to show that this is inside, but here I should add a hole, and the hole is I think that we need to play with the scale. Like, the thing is that here it is not like a hole that is completely black and it goes inside. No, it is like I need to play to paint here, like it is going a little bit in like that. And if I want to make this even more realistic, I should have this part of the wood brighter, with a brighter wood, and not with the same wood details. I should add something like a little bit like destroy wood, but I think that is too much. What do you say? I'm going to try just to add the that is too much. That is too much. Too many level of realism, but for nothing, because we're not going to focus like our screenshot on that single part. No, but again, you can say, okay, but why then you're adding all those lines? Okay, those are like parts that we can practice. As you can see, I just painted lines, but trying to recreate another part and another part, for those, I think that no, maybe no. So let's only try to play that deep effect. Let's see how it is going to be. I have to do the same here and the same here. Okay, so let's try that. Please remember, for those who are new, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's select our frame. Now let's go to the other side. Let me go here to object mode. Let me select the two pieces that are going to be useful for us as a reference. Select this one. And also I forgot, I already added the material here. No, I don't add the material here. I forgot that I already added the screws here. No, I didn't add the screws here yet. The material, the metalness here I didn't add, so don't worry. I need to add the metalness here and here. We're going step by step. So let's select this. Let's select this one first. Select this one, and the frame. Okay, now I am going to change the here. I just like invert with this little button here. All of these techniques are very useful for you. So if you want, I don't know, want to create robots, characters, a lot of things that you want, you can see how many techniques I am showing you right now. It is not only for what I am doing. The purpose of live streams is that I show you my methods. I show you a lot of my methods here, and you can say, okay, I can use this for what I'm building right now, or no, I can use this for another project. It is up to you, but I am showing you a lot of things. Maybe you do the same things, or maybe you do this in another way. It is okay. The goal, remember, is just to finish the project, following the deadlines or the guidelines. That is the important thing. And of course, something that is good for the computer. Of course, you don't want to create something very, very big that is for nothing. Okay, now let's select this one and let's go to texture paint. So the same thing, and make this smaller. Again, I'm going to start here and here, and I'm going to mark the same here, but it is going to be only for reference. Okay. Let me make this. I think that the size is okay. Select the border. Remember, we delete that later. I think that is okay. I don't know. I'm going to check that. Also, let's mark this part. But how can I make this to not look bad? Sorry. Okay, let's just paint. We don't care about this one. We don't care about this one. I'm going to mark it. Let me see where I am painting this. Okay, okay. Now I have the reference. And then we go here. Okay, okay. Okay. Now let's. Sorry, I forgot. I don't need to do that, or I'm going to lose the size reference. Okay, here, let's paint again. The borders, the borders, the borders. The borders, the borders, the borders. Pa 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 pam. Pa 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 pam. Book. Let me handle the corners. I think that I use a different brush in the other metallic pieces, because this one is perfect sharp corners. The other ones was round. I don't know why I did that. Maybe it is because the borders were smaller. That's the only explanation that I have. Now let's paint here the reference for the inside part of the paint. Okay, now that we have everything that we need, let's save, and now let's test what I was talking about. I need to create a way to make this to look like this is inside a depth, like this is a hole. Okay, but I need, no, I painted with okay. Yes, but let me check one more. I have bad news, friends. I should definitely add at least another texture, another image texture here. Bad news about that I have to do more work. that is the bad news. The bad news. I think that my plan is not going to work. But let's try it. So first, to start, let's go here. Hello, bridge, and a lot of letters that I cannot read. 9026, bridge. Hello, welcome. We're creating now, painting the details inside the frame in the frame of the door. But now I am thinking about how can I add some kind of depth here. Let me see. Let's first try to test my idea. Okay, I'm going to show you what I am doing right now, bridge. Okay, just a moment. First, let me go here. Let me smooth this, of course, smooth. Sorry. Let me go to Anchor, no space. Smooth. Why are you painting if I just press smooth? What? What are you painting? What are you painting? I don't want you to paint. I'm smoothing. Hell, man. It's weird. Change the... No, stabilization stroke is the same. Custom. I didn't change anything extra here. Okay, now let me, instead of pay hard, let's go with airbrush. Let's try to test what I have in mind. Okay, let's paint here. I was thinking that here was easier. Okay, nice to meet you. Okay, can you say where are you from? If you want, of course. I am from Ecuador, South America. As you can see, I'm a 3D artist and I am doing all of these things. Just in a moment, let me test this first. So let me see if I paint too much. Let me save first so I can show Bridge what we are creating. Okay, let me save and let's go here. So right now we are adding details to this to the frame. In this case, we have a frame of a door that we are creating right now. As you can see, this is the door. We are creating this door. This door is just a small part of a big project. A big project that is to create a abandoned zombie city, as you can see in the title of the streaming. We are going to create a lot of buildings, a lot of props, vehicles, characters, zombies, monsters, all the things that we want. As you can see, we're going to take years with this project. But every day we're going to learn, we're going to practice, we're going to come here and join in here with the chat, as you can see. And I am doing this all by my own, all with the assets here only in Blender. I am not downloading anything from the internet. I am not downloading props, no. All the things that we are going to create are going to be here by ourselves. The materials, as you can see, we're playing with nodes, PBR materials, so everything, all the wood that you see here and the metallic details is with these nodes, everything by ourselves. So this is like the explanation of the you can see here the small details, the screws, the rustiness, the metalness. All of this is by ourselves. Right now we are working in the door. We have other props that are ready to add just the materials, but when I need to change some things in the other props, we have let me show you. We have a bathroom window, we have the main frontal window, we have the doors from the rooms, we have the kitchen window, we have a roof, we have a lot of separated kits. I'm calling these modular kits. So later in a big project, no, in another project, in another file that I'm showing you here in the building, here in this file I have the building, the house. I have everything together like Legos, when you join Legos to build things. So imagine these modular kits as Legos. And in another file I have the same frontal door but with a different version, with a different pattern. Different version here for this outside door. So as you can see, to create this, to make this possible, I create a lot of different versions for the same piece. For the frontal door we have like 3-4 versions. For the windows we have different versions. For the security bars, a lot of different pieces from the same part. With that we just go to another file and just put it again as Legos. Put a frontal door here, put a window here, and we create a house like that. So that is how you create environments, buildings, things like that. You create like the same piece, the same part, a small part. You try to divide your building in different small parts and create different versions. Later you can create with that different, just combine this window with this door with that window. this roof with that wall, and the same for materials, because here I can create a new variation for the material, maybe change the color, just change the color to blue, and take out the damage, and I have a new asset. As you can see, it's the same thing but with a different color. And with that, you play things like you play with your pieces, with your creations, and we create things like that. And the purpose of the project, again, for those who just joined to the streaming, is to create a render. The original idea was to do something like this, just only a small, just one single render, like for example, like something like this. This was the original idea, just to create one render. But I said, you know what? What if we can go a little bit farther? Why won't you create a complete city? But again, I am not going to create like the city. I'm going to create all the elements of the city and open different files where I'm just bring one building, bring, for example, the abandoned train, bring some trees, props, all the props that we recreated. I just put that together in one file and then take the screenshot of the the word is render. But I want to go a little bit more far than that, and I want to create an animation. And my idea is to create an animation like this is a trailer for a game, because my idea is to create a game. This is from a game idea that I have in my mind, but it's a AAA game, so it is a lot of work, and I am all by myself doing this alone, so you can imagine how much time we're going to take. And we are here just 2 hours every day, so we're going to spend a lot of time here. But don't think about how much time. Don't think about how much time we need to take. We're going to take. Just enjoy the process. Come here, write your comments, share something about yourself, share what you want to, your thoughts about what you wanted to learn, or give me feedback. Please give me your feedback. With your feedback is the only way that I can improve my content. Give me ideas for shorter videos. What would you like to see in a short video? Because most of my content are some shorts and streaming. I only do streaming, but I understand that maybe people would like only to see some tips about something specific. So please help me with that. Okay, let's return to our texture paint. So how I'm going to do this? This is more difficult than I thought. How am I going to do? At least let me delete the. Let me go here and select my. Let me go here and select this one. Select my image texture. Then let's go to texture paint. Now we're here. Let me delete this first. So this one, okay. So no, I think that my idea is not going to work. How can I paint this? First, maybe I think that I can move this here and paint something here. This is too much. Okay, we can maybe go like that. Airbrush. Cursor, no texture, stroke. Airbrush. Cursor, no, where is the stroke? Stroke, no, stroke, no. Brush. And no. Tool. Instead of okay, if I change, so if I go here to paint hard, where is paint hard? View plane. What is the anchored option? No. Oops. What is the anchor? Here. Just I don't know. Let's try with anchored. Instead of paint hard, I'm going to select paint hard. Instead of paint hard, airbrush. Method is airbrush. If I change to anchor, okay, let's try to. Like that. So it's too much. Now let's see if this works. This is like the idea that I had, but I think that it is not going to work. Let me see. Let's go with blur maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Save and let's check. Select this one and this one. Okay. So we can. The problem is I am using a very strong factor. That is the first thing, and the blend mode for the color. So no, it is not helping. I know what to do, but We need to do some work. And no, this is definitely not helping. So I think that I need to create a new image texture to handle this, okay? So let me go and erase that. We're not going to use it. Texture paint. Paint height. Don't worry about this. You can see how I changed from linear to non-color to cubic, sorry. So you can see the smoothness here. Let me show you again. Linear and cubic. Better cubic. Yes, so we're going to finish for today. We're going to add tomorrow. We're going to work in this one, and then later we're going to continue with this one, because I need to do some work here. I need to think about how to manage this one. Okay, so we're going to finish for today, friends. Oof, a lot of work, like every day, and that's good. Let me turn off the mask. Okay, friends, so this is all for today. We're going to continue tomorrow, of course, if nothing happens. In a few minutes, we'll continue on today's Tuesday. So we'll continue on Twitch with our Twitch project. So remember to subscribe to the channel, give it a like, share this content with others, leave a comment below. Follow me in my other platforms, Twitch, Kick. I am creating different projects there. You can join to our Discord server where you can share things about 3D and also find some 3D resources. If you want me to collaborate with your project, maybe you are working on something and need an extra hand, I am a freelancer. So as you can see, I do almost anything in 3D, in Blender. We can make a deal. You just contact me. You have my email, you have my social media accounts. You find me online as Fran Salazar Co. You have all the links here in the YouTube page, okay? And if you want to support my work, remember you have super stickers, super chats, super thanks, gifts, and memberships. We have 3 videos exclusive for memberships. I am planning to add in more. And if you want to support also, we create a goal every day that I stream. The goal is simple and easy. One single super chat, and I will deliver any of the PBR materials that we create. The file, I'm going to give you the file with all the notes that you can see here. I'm going to give you that so you can modify it, you can do everything that you want for that, for the whole community, not only for you. So if someone gives if someone support with one single super chat for the goal, then I will deliver the file to the community, to the whole community, to everyone here in the channel. And I will create a step-by-step video in the channel explaining how I created that material. Okay, so I think that it is a good deal. And also we have memberships, remember, I already told you that. And even better, you can get one of my models if you want assets for your games and animations. You can go to my Turbo Squid profile. Here you'll find some assets, AAA assets, high poly assets, and low poly assets that you can use for your projects and animations, games. I don't know. If you want, sculptors that you can add for your collection, maybe to your collection, you have a 3D printer, maybe something like that. So we have our characters here in Colts 3D. You have a lot of options that you can add to your collection. Maybe you have a 3D printer, you have a service near your location, and you can choose any of my characters and print them and put it in your desk. Also, if we also have a third option, that is CG Trader. CG Trader, here we're going to here you have assets, sculptors, my first sculptures that I created in ZBrush, and exclusive low poly environments like this one that you can add maybe for an animation, for a game. Of course that you need to adapt it because this is Blender only, and if you want to use it on Unreal, on Unity, of course that you need to change a lot of things, the way of how you connect the materials, things that you should know, that you need to change things, but you can use them. I use this one for an Unreal project. I make a playable environment that you can interact. Really I test everything, so it works. In Unreal is more difficult. I needed to recreate the land, of course, the water, those things I needed to recreate. This was only for Blender for testing, but the props are this is the important part. And here you have the special thing about this site is that you have a lot of discounts, so different ways to support my work, as you can see. So that's all, friends. Remember, please help me reach the 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers. I think that we can make it. I think that we can do it. At the end of August, I think that we can reach at least the 800 subscribers. We are too close. So please share the content, share the channel if you enjoyed it here, and please comment, say where are you from, tell me where are you from. I want to try at least to say hello in your language. I don't know, I'm going to try that. Tell me if you're a beginner. Tell me what you would like to see in the channel, what kind of videos. Give me your feedback. With your feedback is the only way that I can improve. If I don't have any feedback, I think that I am doing the right thing. I am trying to do my best, but of course I understand that maybe people want other things, maybe, and I cannot guess what are those things. So if you tell me, please, can you create a video of this, or please create a video explaining how to do this other thing, and I understand, okay, so people like this kind of things, okay, so now I know what kind of videos I can create. Okay, so thank you for your support. Thank you for the people who write a comment today. For those, if you are new, please, I don't have the notification of Streamlabs. I don't know if you subscribe to the channel. If you did it, thank you a lot. Remember, we need to reach the 1,000, okay? Let's go with that number. I think that we can do it together. Remember, we are doing this together. You give me your feedback. You can also help me. Most of the projects that we created here, it was with your help, with people that came here and give me, why don't you create this one? It looks better for this character. Or maybe change the pose. I would like to have something like that. They send me images for references, and we did this together. Okay. So that's all. In a few minutes we'll continue on Twitch. Yes, today we have to do Twitch. Okay, and tomorrow we continue with that. Tomorrow we have YouTube and Kick after YouTube. Okay, if nothing happens. So that's all. Thanks for coming. Please remember to subscribe, and see you in the next one.